Hi, my name's Will Krozik, Scientific Services Manager at Chemical Computing Group. Today I'll be showing you the Calculate Descriptors application. The Calculate Descriptors application can be accessed under the Compute menu from the Database Viewer. This allows us to calculate properties for the molecules in our database. This can be useful for filtering compounds with desirable properties, building QSAR models, diversity, or clustering analysis. In the case of proteins, we can also use descriptors for developability or liability analysis. At the top of the panel, I can select which field contains the molecules I'd like to calculate descriptors for. These could be small molecules, proteins, peptides, antibodies, or RNA. The middle section provides a list of over 400 descriptors to choose from. The bottom section allows me to filter by keyword or class, including 2D, whereby 3D coordinates are not considered, physiochemical protein properties, internal 3D descriptors that leverage 3D coordinates but are invariant to rotations and translations of the conformation, and external 3D descriptors that require a frame of reference, for example molecules docked to the same receptor. In addition to the standard list of descriptors, custom descriptors are available to add to this list. In today's example, I'll be calculating descriptors for 38 known EGFR inhibitors. The first step to calculating descriptors is to ensure that we're working with a prepared database. In today's example, this database has been pre-prepared by washing and applying consistent rules so that each molecule is displayed in its dominant protonation state. Note that Mo has automatically detected that my database has only one field containing molecules and therefore set the molecule field to be the correct mol field. I could also choose to calculate properties on a selected subset of entries if required. This could be useful when performing a cross-validation of QSAR when I want to cross-validate on a subset. To select a descriptor, I can scroll down this list and click on the properties that I'd like to calculate. But today I'll be using the filter text box to quickly find them from the list. For example, if I start typing log p, I can quickly find all descriptors that contain the word log p. Here, when I click on the slog p descriptor, it gets added to the list of selected descriptors. I can then continue searching for additional descriptors to calculate and add them to this list. For example, I can type VSA to find the van der Waals surface area, and I can also type EHT to select one of the semi-quantum Huckel theory descriptors. In this case, I'll select both the sum of the EHT acceptor strengths and the sum of the EHT donor strengths. I now have 4 descriptors selected: the sum of the EHT acceptor strength, the sum of the EHT donor strength, slog p, and van der Waals surface area. I can now press OK to calculate these 4 descriptors for each entry in my database, and when I do so, I find 4 new fields are added to the database containing the calculated values for each of the selected descriptors. From here, I can analyze the dataset, perhaps using color, which should allow me to quickly differentiate between the values between high and low across our dataset. Or I could jump into further analysis, such as clustering. Or finally, I may wish to export my database in the desired format, SD for example. And that brings us to the end of today's session, where we use the Calculate Descriptors application to compute molecular properties for a database of small molecules. If you have any questions, please do reach out to us at support@chemcomp.com.